Hello everyone, welcome again, and I'm going to continue the Java web development tutorial series. And in last video we have seen how to create a JSP, first JSP, and then redirect the data JSP to servlet, and how to print the data on console or web page. So I'm going to continue this, and I'm going to show you one demo how it will look like till now. And if you don't know how to create the setup and how to start a project in JSP servlets and using the MVC architecture or Maven tool, you can watch that complete series from the starting, so it will clear to you. And I'm going to run that project. So my browser is launching. Okay, so you can see the front page index.jsp, and when we click on sign up, the registration page will appear. And when we are going to enter some data here, so like demo user, and email is demo@gmail.com, and the password is 12345, and click on sign up button, then it will print the data, and you can check on the console. So the data is redirect to servlet JSP. This is JSP to servlet, and it's going to print the data on, and it's going to print the data on that console. So I'm going to continue this tutorial, and in this tutorial we will see how to store the data in the database. So the registration module will be completed now. So for database connectivity, for database I'm going to use MySQL database. So for that, for operate the database MySQL, I'm using the workbench. You can also use, and I suggest to you can use the previous version before 8 version, because it will be good. It's not ask about the SSL certification something, so you can use the 5.6 version or something, and I'm using that 5.6. So if you don't know how to configure that MySQL database at your machine, you can watch videos from YouTube, or you can take help. If you not get it properly, you can comment me. I will try to solve the problem. So just open your database and create a new database here. So the interface is look like this. This is your schema tab, and this is your result tab, and here is the output console. So I'm going to close this, all the previous scripts. Is there any close all? Okay, so I'm going to create a schema, fresh schema. So click on this icon, create a new schema, and enter the name of a schema. So Java web application development, or application is it, okay, and it will not allow me the capital letters, so it will automatically convert the capital letters in a small letter, and create a schema Java web application. So click on apply and finish, and just refresh this, and you can see here the database is appear automatically. So here is table is empty right now, so you need to create a new table here. So you can create by right click on the table and click on the create table, or you can see the icon here and click on this icon, you can create a table. So I'm going to create a table. So you need to enter the name of table. So register, it's a register, table name is register, and need to enter some parameters. So first parameter should be UID, you can say user ID, it will be integer, and it will be primary key, not null, and automatic incremented. And the second is, you need to remember first the fields which you are using, like name, email, and password. So I need to create three different fields. Like first field should be name, and the varchar database data type should be varchar, and it may be null, so I'm not going to check this point, or you can check this also, then it will not be null. And the next one is email, and the third one is last one is password, and password should be not null, email also not null. And click on this, click on apply, and the server is configured with the lowercase table name. Okay, so table name should be in a small letter, right? So click on apply and click on finish, and you can see here the data table is created. And just check the output of the table, just write a query here. So that click on the select query section and select a string from the table name. So table name is register. So just check the output. So you can see the table, there is a 4 field: UID, uname, name, email and password. So let's come on the editor, and I'm going to remove this code right now because we are not going to print it, and we are going to store the data in database. So as we are following the MVC architecture, so we need to create a bean class here. So just right click on the bean class and create a simple class, and class will be, you can say, register bean or user bean. We are going to use that user bean, or we are going to store that register data. It will relate to user, so it will lead, or it will be good to if you take the name which is relate to each other, or you can say register bean also. So register bean, right? And okay, and the simple class is created by here. So we need to create some private member, private data member. So private name, private string name, and next one is in password. So the name is email, and the third one is password, right? And now we need to create some data setter or constructor. So just right click on the project, click on the source and generate source code. You can say generate setter and getter classes, the getter methods. It's like the parameters, data members here. So I want to create for everything. So just click on. There is a two-way to access the getter setter parameter. One is the getter setter, the next one is a constructor. I will show you one by one both. Right now I'm creating constructor also. So just right click on that in the blank space, white space, and check the source and go just on constructor, generate constructor using field. And if you want to create the constructor with all the field, you can click on OK, and you can say you can create a constructor without field also, or you can select the according to a requirement also. So it's done. So the bean classes is done. Now I want to create a database class which will help to connect the database connectivity. We will separately create a database connectivity code. So just right click, and because I'm going to create that separate class, because for every time, like I'm using the database in servlet on registered module also, in login module also, or sometime in other modules, like I want to store some data or retrieve some data. So in every page I don't want to create a connection again and again, so I'm creating a common class, and we will create an object of that class and get the connection there, right? So just right click on that model package and create a class, simple class, and class name should be my database. Okay, and in this class I'm going to create a class, a method which is like public connection get connection or get con, you can take anything, and it's done. Right now I need to import the package, because you can say import connection java.sql. okay, it's done, and it should be return some connection or something. So I'm going to I need to return something from this. It will return a connection of database. So I'm going to take a variable connection con equals to null. By default the value should be null, the value is null, and I'm going to return the value from here, connection, right? And now we will store some connection from here. So class dot phone name, and need to pass the com dot mysql dot driver here, and click on this comma, and you need to provide the data driver mysql dot jdvc dot driver, and just surround it with try-catch block. And now next thing is driver manager dot get connection method is there. So it take three parameters. First one is URL, second one will be a root username of the database and password of the database. So username is root and the password is also root according to my database. If you are using other database and you configure with different username password, you need to enter your username here and your password here. Database URL might be same. Need to enter the URL of the database. So database URL will be jdbc column mysql column / localhost 3306 and which port your database is running. Here you need to enter your database name. So my database name is Java Web, or we need to confirm this, Java Web Application, then. And you need to add a catch block also here for this, and need to store this in that connection in this con variable, and it's going to return that con. Okay, now just come on this controller class, or you can say you can create some database class to insert data. So I'm going to create a class here in module, also one more class. So class name is, you can create object that direct in servlet also, but for separating purpose, for we are using that embassy architecture. So I'm going to follow that proper to programming, or proper way to make projects. So here is a register, here is a, you can say CURD operation, or you can say any name of that class, like user database activity or something, user db. Inside that user db, you need to create a method public void and insert user. Here in this class I'm going to create an object of mydb class. Mydb equals to new mydb, and the name equals name is db, and I'm going to terminate it and set this connection. I'm going to create a connection db.get connection. So here I'm going to call that get connection method, and need to import connection, and the method is take three parameters. First one is string name and string email, and third should be string password, right? And here we need to create con dot create statement, or you can use prepared statement also. Con dot create a statement, and need to store this in a statement stmt, and need to import that state with this try-catch block, and stmt dot execute query, and you need to pass the query here. So table name is I think register. The table name was register, so we can configure this register, right? So let's insert into register and need to enter the values register and name of that parameter name and name, email and password. This is my column name, email and password, and need to pass values and values will be name, and this name you need to insert here. So this name, and next will be this name. Okay, you need to pass this in a string. Name, this name, a single quote, double quote, plus sign, and then email. Sometime I got confused. And the third one is comma, double quote, plus and password. So it's done, and it will return a string if the code is successfully executed. It will return a string, like a string s1. You can take anything, and here is the value is null, and if this code is execute successfully this line, the string s1 will be inserted and data is inserted, this message will be stored in this variable and it will return that column, last column. Yeah. So it will return the string s1. Okay, need to change the return type now. So now return type is string. Okay, now just come on that servlet, and my servlet was is register.jsp, and in the last tutorial we have seen we are going to print this variable, but in this tutorial we are not going to print this. We are going to just create, we are just going to store that variable. So now we'll use the bean class. So create an object of bean class, like register bean, sorry, it will be register bean, rb equals to new register bean. Okay, actually I'm going to use that constructor, so I can pass that things like directly in constructor. So like you can see the or you can use the getter setter also. So if we are going to use the getter setter, then it will be work like this, and we need to create an default constructor here. So just right click on this and click on source code and generate a constructor, and deselect all the field and click OK. Now the error is gone. We'll just create an object, right? Then rb.set name, we're going to set that name and pass this a string, that parameter here. And the second one is rb.set email, so it will be email. Similarly rb.set password, so the password field is here, right? And next thing is, now we need to create that object of that user dv class. So we can create an object of user dv class. So user dv ud equals to new user dv, right? And something mistake there. Change it, user ID, servlet. Okay, let's change the name. Okay, now and here we are using the getter setter, so just we need to change this method also here. So first I need to I am going to pass this rb the object of getter setter bean classes here, and right now it's going to create an error for me, but I will solve it. Like we set the value of name, email and password and just pass in insert user method, and I need to change this, and you can see where it was it here. So here also you need to, if we are using that constructor, then it will be good, but we are using that getter setter, so need to create an object of register bean here also. So simple create an object of register bean, rv equals to register bean, rv equals to new register bean, and or you can directly pass the object here also, like register bean rv, and need to some data here also. Now we will already set, now we will get the data, rv dot get name, and rv dot get email, and next one will be rv dot get password. Okay, now everything is set, and it will, the method will be returned in a string, and I will catch that string in a variable like string s1, and everything is good, fine. Then I'm going to print that string on my console, system dot out dot println and s1, right? And I'm going to run that code, source code, and let's see the result. Data is inserted or not in this table. You can see the table is empty right now, and we'll check it's working or not. Let's click by using the server tomcat, click on finish, restart the space, and yes, application is launched. Click on sign up and enter some data, some dummy data, and password is 123. Click on sign up. Just check the output here. Okay, there is some error. The null pointer exception. Okay, com.mysql jdbc driver is not found. Okay, I forgot something. So we need to import the J connector library, and I'm not using I'm using that Maven tool, so I don't need to import a library. I'm just going to Google and search the J connector dependency, J connector dependency, Maven dependency. You can search and open the very first link or the second link, and J connector plugin, and it's 1.2, but we want latest, so connect the search something other, connector J Maven dependency, and just open the first link. You can see that there is a 8.0 or something, but we can use 5.1, it will be good. And just copy this source code, open your pom.xml, and inside this dependencies just copy this and click on save. The build will workspace automatically done. And I think one more mistake I made, just go again your database file like userdb class. Inside that you are using the execute query. Actually we are inserting the data, or we can say we are updating the data in database, so we need to pass execute update from here, and inside this we need to pass it. Now everything is done. Just again the project run it again, run on server, use that server, click on finish, click on start. click on sign up, and that's a demo, and enter the username demo@gmail.com and password 1245. Click on sign up. I think it's done. So you can see the message here, data is inserted. Just check the database, and it's a database table. Just right click there. Okay, you can see the data is inserted here. So thank you so much for watching, and this is the proper way of working with Embassy tool and Maven tools in real-time projects. And in very next tutorial we will perform the login activity. We will retrieve the data and compare the data with username and password and perform that kind of activity. And we will continue I will continue that complete Java development project. I'm going to show you a demo web application, how to develop some functionalities in application. And if you're really liking this project, please comment and give me the feedback. And thank you.